right, so we're gonna start out by rolling out our T-spine. So we're gonna take the roller and we're gonna lay across the base of our rib cage here and only going up to our shoulder blades. So just like right to the top of the shoulders, never going towards our neck and never hitting our lower back. So you're just gonna lie on top of that roller. We're gonna place our hands back just to support our head. And then from here, we're gonna lift our bum. We're gonna roll up and down. It's nice and easy. Remember to breathe. Once you've gone up and down a handful of times, we're gonna make our way back to that starting point just at the base of the rib cage here. We're gonna drop our bum down. You're gonna vacuum your core nice and tight, tuck the chin, and then from here, we're gonna inhale, crunch in, exhale, we're gonna bend our back over that roller. Try to keep our chin slightly tucked and our core connected. Again, inhale, crunch, exhale, reach. Do one more. And then we're gonna bring that roller a little higher up, just right between the shoulder blades now. Same thing, bum down, core vacuumed, tuck the chin, big inhale, crunch in, exhale, reach. We're gonna do one more. And then we're gonna go just right to the top of the shoulder blades. Same thing last time. Keep the core connected, we'll crunch in and exhale, reach. Good. All right. Just rolling again up and down that back. And then we can just roll up and get off that roller. Now we're going to move on to our lats. So taking that roller and placing it just below your armpit and more towards your back. You're gonna lie right on top of it. Kind of angle and open up the chest a little bit. You can take your hand of the side that you're rolling and just support your head with that. You're just gonna roll up and down until you find a sensitive spot. Once you find a sensitive spot, just hang out and just relax and breathe. You do some cross friction, so that's going against the roller, pulling yourself forward and back. Once that relaxes, then find another spot and do the same thing. Let's find one more spot. Doing the same thing. And then we're actually going to roll out our serratus. So that is the muscles that surround your rib cage here. So it's just below the chest, and more towards the front of your body. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go just below your chest and you're gonna roll more onto your front. And from here, only adding as much pressure as you need. You don't want it to be super painful. Just doing the same thing. Move till you find a sensitive spot. Relax and breathe. And then you can do your cross friction. This one tends to be a little bit more sensitive. Maybe find one more spot. And then we're going to roll out the other side. So starting with our lats again, on our other side this time. Same thing. Support your head with your hand. Roll till you find a spot, and then just hang out. Searching for one more spot. And then we're going to move on to our rib cage. So just below your chest, more on your front. Same thing. Okay. All right, we can get off the roller now. Whew. And we're just gonna roll out our lower body now. Starting with the quads, we're gonna start with our right side. Starting with that roller just above your knee. You come down onto your elbows. Bring your opposite leg out to the side. Just rolling up and down, nice and easy. Now when you're rolling your quads, try to move in small sections up and down, working your way up the leg. You can also experiment with the different angles of your leg as well. So maybe just experimenting rolling the outside, middle, inside. Again, just like with the lats, right? If you find a spot that's a little bit more sensitive, maybe just hang out. You could do your cross friction, so pulling side to side. You can also add in a little bit of extra movement. So keeping your hips exactly where they are, you're just gonna pull your heel to your bum and then relax that leg back down. Pull all the way to your bum and relax back down. And just work your way all the way up. Adding in your cross friction and adding in the knee bends. All the way up, right into that hip joint, right at the top. And now we'll switch sides. Same thing on the other side now. Starting again just above your knee. And working your way up the leg. Cross friction. You can add in your knee bends. And working your way all the way up to the hip. last little bit on this leg here. All right. And then we're gonna move on to our glutes. So we're gonna do one side at a time, just like with the quads. And we're gonna aim for more of an angle towards the top and outside of your glute. So what you're gonna do, so you're gonna just place one cheek on that roller, kind of angle yourself off to the side, right? And you can either lengthen out that leg and kind of roll up and down just like that. If you can't seem to find anything that way, what I want you to do is place that ankle. So if I'm rolling my right side, I'm gonna take my right ankle and place it on my left knee. What that does is it just kind of opens up your glute a little bit. And it allows that roller to get in there. Oh yeah, it feels good. It's a good one. And just breathing and relaxing as much as you can. Rolling up and down. Again, you can also add in that cross friction, so kind of pulling yourself side to side on that roller as well. You can also add in some movement by doing some knee drops. So placing your foot down, bringing your knees together, and then just opening and dropping that knee. Just doing a little bit of movement. Right. You can also do some knee bends. Right. So taking the leg, bending, and straightening. Just kind of working that muscle out a little bit. Whatever feels good, you know? And by good, I mean slightly uncomfortable. You learn to appreciate the uncomfortableness of the rolling. Last little bit on this side, and then we're going to switch. Okay. All right, let's switch sides now. Same thing. Other glute. Again, you can keep that leg extended, or you can place that ankle on your opposite knee. So if you're rolling your left side, right, left ankle on your right knee. And rolling till you find a good spot. You can hang out and breathe. You can do a little cross friction. Do your knee drops. And you can do your knee bend and extension. Just trying to work out that muscle. You'll also notice that you probably have one side that's a little tighter than the other side. Yeah. For me, it's my left side that's a little tighter than my right side. It just tells you need to spend a little extra attention on that one side if it's a little bit more tender. You always want to get to the point where, let's say you start and it's a little bit squinty. You want to be able to just relax the squintiness, and that's how you know you've kind of relaxed the muscles a little bit. Or you can breathe comfortably. Happy eyebrows. Yeah. Last little bit on this side, and then we'll move on to some stretches. we can move the roller off to the side for now. We're gonna do some stretching. So the first one we're gonna do is like a little twist. Now we're gonna lie flat on our backs. We're gonna take our left leg, we're gonna lay it straight. Then we're gonna take our right leg and bend it at a 90-degree angle up. Keeping your shoulders flat on the ground at all times throughout this exercise. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab onto your right knee with your left hand, and you're gonna bring it across your body to your left side. And just breathe. Open up that chest. Lengthen out your right arm and try to flatten that right shoulder. Breathing in big. Every exhale, try to drop that knee down just a little bit more. Maybe try to twist the hips just a little bit extra. Last big inhale and exhale. Good. And we're gonna unravel, and we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna lengthen out that right leg now. We're gonna bend the left knee up, 90-degree angle, flattening out our left shoulder blade, and then twisting to our right side. Remember, trying to flatten that left shoulder down to the ground. Open up the chest and breathe in big. Every exhale, try to drop that knee a little bit more. And unraveling again. Staying on our backs, we're going to do more of a glute stretch now. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your right leg and you're going to place your right ankle on top of your left knee. From here, what I want you to do is you're just going to lift that left leg up and you're going to grab onto the back of your left leg with your arms. Now if that feels okay, I want you to try to flatten out your back. So pulling the shoulders back and down and opening up your chest. You should start to feel a good stretch in your glute on the right side. If you need a little bit more, try to pull that left leg in a little bit more towards your chest, still keeping your back flat and your chest open. You can even just pull that knee right into your chest if you need. Breathing in big. Relaxing as much as you can. One more big inhale and exhale. Good. And then just let go of that leg. We're going to switch sides. So placing your right foot down, taking your left leg and placing your left ankle on your right knee. Lifting that right leg up and grabbing onto the back of that right leg. Again, thinking about our posture, trying to flatten our back, open up the chest. And then we can think about pulling that right knee in towards our chest. Always remembering to breathe big. grab onto that front of that knee and pull it in. One more big inhale and exhale. And then just relaxing that right foot back down. Now staying on our back still, we're gonna lengthen out that left leg again. And we're gonna pull our right knee in towards our chest. So same as before, trying to flatten out our back as much as we can. Just give that right leg a really big hug. And pull it right into the chest. You should feel a good stretch on the inside of that hip. Try to flatten out that back as much as you can. Good. And relaxing back down. We're going to switch legs. Grabbing that left leg now. Give it a nice big hug. One more big inhale and exhale. All right. Phew. And you can grab onto the back of your legs and roll yourself back up. I'm just gonna sit on up. Now, we're gonna do a little adductor stretch. So that's the muscles just on the inside of the thighs here. It's our frog stretch. So what I want you to do, making sure that you have, a good cushion for the knees here. What I want you to do is kind of go as wide as you can with those knees. And I want you to try to get the inside of your feet flat on the ground. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be a comfortable stretch. Okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your hands a little bit further out in front of you. Right, we're gonna bring the hips forward, weight more into the hands, vacuum the core, and then on the exhale, I want you to stick your butt out and send the hips back, pushing into that stretch. Try to drop the chest down and rotate the hips away from you. Inhale, you're gonna come forward, tuck the tailbone a little bit, vacuum the core. Exhale, you're gonna push. Reach your bum back, drop the chest forward. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, reach. Not a comfortable stretch, but it's a good one. A couple more times. Inhale, forward. Vacuum the core a little bit. Exhale, reach. Last one. Inhale, forward. And exhale, reach. Good. Oh yeah, that's a tough one. It's a toughie. It's good for you, but it's tough. All right, we're gonna go for our windshield wipers now. So we're gonna sit on our bum, have our feet out in front of us and feet wider than your shoulders, and your hands are gonna be right back behind you, still being mindful of our posture. From here, we're gonna bring the knees down to our left and our right side, turning our hips as we do it, and trying to drop our knees down to the ground on either side. Keeping our feet kind of where they are, and just dropping those knees down, rotating the hips. Good. And then we're going to turn our hips to our right side with our right knee in front, and take your hands and place them on either side of that right knee. we're gonna think about our posture. We're gonna puff out the chest and pull the shoulders back and down. And now we're gonna reach our belly button to our knee as we come down, as low as you can go. And then you're gonna curl back up. We're gonna do that 5 times. Reach, and curl, reach, and curl. Couple more. Good. Now I want you to hang out in that bottom position. We're going to widen out our hands and we're going to scan our torso from left to right. Now if you find a spot that's a little tight, right, you can hang out there. You can do some mini waves up and down, or you can just hang out and breathe. It's up to you, whatever feels good. That's what I want you to do. All right, sitting back up, we're gonna go back into our windshield wipers again, side to side. Hands are back behind us. And then we're gonna drop our knees to our left side. So again, placing our hands on either side of that left knee this time, puffing out the chest, pulling our shoulders back and reaching that belly button to your knee and curling back up. On the 5th one, hang out at that bottom position and widen out your hands, and then scan your torso from left to right. Okay. Phew. And once you're done, we're going to do a little hip stretch. So coming up to a kneeling position now, we're going to bring our left leg forward and our right knee is going to be directly below our hips. And our foot just out behind that. Number one thing, we're going to keep everything nice and square. So if that right knee is down, I want you to twist your right hip forward and pull your left hip back. Now from here, you're going to vacuum your core nice and tight and squeeze your right butt cheek. You should start to feel a bit of a stretch in through the front of the leg, maybe in through the hip. If that feels okay, I want you to sink into that left knee, driving the hips forward, keeping everything nice and square. So still pulling that right hip forward, keeping your core tight and your bum squeezed. You can also take your right hand and reach up towards the ceiling. That's going to lengthen out that same line. And breathe in big. From here, we're going to just send the hips back. We're going to place our hands down on the inside of that left foot. Now from here, you can slide that right knee back, and I want you to try to flatten out that back. Now if you have a hard time flattening out your back, you can use a prop, so either a book or block, anything you got, and you place your hands on top of that, and that'll help you flatten out your back a little bit more. Now from here, once you have your back nice and flat, we're gonna do some knee bends. So we're gonna straighten out that right leg and then drop that knee back down. You're gonna do that 10 times, up and down. Try to keep all that movement to that back leg and your hip, keeping everything else nice and stable. And if you can, try to squeeze your right butt cheek up at the top. Once you've done 10, we're gonna drop that knee back down. We're gonna open up using our left hand. So the inside hand is gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Try to twist as much as you can, pressing into your right arm, and then bring it back. And again, twist and reach. Remember to breathe. Do that 5 times. Good. Once you've done 5, we're going to go into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So we're going to start to straighten out that left leg. You can walk your hands back and sit onto your right heel. And as usual, try to think about your posture. So puff out that chest, pull the shoulders back. As soon as you do, you should start to feel a little bit more of a stretch in the back of that left leg. Breathe in big. If that's not enough for you, right, you can try to bring your chest down towards your knee. Let's get a little bit extra. All right, and then we're gonna switch sides. So this time, bring your right leg forward, right, lining everything up. Left knee directly below that left hip. Right, vacuum the core, squeeze our left butt cheek. And from here, we can sink into that right knee. Trying to keep our core tight, our hips square. You can add in a reach, so lifting that left arm up. Breathing in big. Sinking deeper into that stretch. Good, dropping the hands down now. On the inside of that right leg, flattening out your back. And then we can straighten out that left leg and then drop that knee back down. Again, we're doing 10. Trying to flatten out that back as much as we can. And keep all that movement to the back leg. And once you've done 10, drop that knee back down. And we're going to do our twist using our right hand now. Right, so that inside hand reaches up and you twist, pressing through that left hand, and then coming back. Again, we're doing 5. And 5. All right, once you've done 5, we're gonna walk our hands back, straightening out our right leg this time, and sitting into that hamstring stretch. And try to think about your posture, so puff out the chest. Shoulders are back and down. And sink deeper into that stretch. Phew. All right. Now we can get on up. We're gonna do a couple lunges and then we're done for the day. So we're gonna do some side lunges here. Now we're gonna do them slightly differently. So we're gonna get into a nice wide stance here. And we're gonna switch from left to right. So when you are doing a side lunge, one leg stays straight, the other leg is going to bend. Now when you go into that side lunge, what I want you to do, the leg that stays straight, I want that heel to lift, or the heel to stay down and the toes to lift up. Right, so we're gonna turn completely, right, and we're gonna bend into that opposite side, setting the hips back, and then coming back. Squeeze your butt at the top, other foot up, send the hips back, and back. Switch. I want you 10 total, 5 per side. Get some pops and cracks. It's okay. Feels good. Test a balance too. Good thing to do Saturday morning, right? Almost there. Whoa. Almost there, last two. Very nice. All right. And lastly, we're just gonna do some static lunges. All right, so we're gonna have our left foot forward, our right foot back. Our feet are gonna stay in position, so we're not gonna step forward or back or anything. I want you to place your hands on your hips and try to keep those hips square. Right, so if my right foot is back, I'm twisting my right hip forward. And then from here, I'm just gonna drop straight down and back up. You don't have to touch your knee down to the ground. Go as far as you feel comfortable. And then coming back up. We're gonna do 10 per side. Nicely done. And then switching sides, same thing. Right, twisting the left hip forward, right hip back. And just bending straight down into that lunge. Also try to think about that back foot. Try to really push off that big toe. And done. Good job, guys.